Welcome to Vintage Car Curiosities, where we uncover the strange, bold, and sometimes downright crazy ideas from automotive history. In 1958, Edsel introduced a transmission shifter that sounded like pure science fiction. You didn't move a lever. You didn't push a button on the dashboard. You simply pressed little buttons right in the center of the steering wheel, exactly where the horn button usually sits. Here's the crazy part. It actually worked for about 5 minutes. Let's set the scene. The late 1950s were the golden age of push-button living. Telephones had push buttons. Washing machines had push buttons. So Ford figured, why not cars too? For the all-new 1958 Edsel, they created the Teletouch system. The transmission controls were moved to the exact center of the steering wheel hub. On paper, it was brilliant. No more fumbling with a column shifter. Just a light press of a finger, and you were in drive, reverse, or park. They even relocated the horn to a ring around the column so you could still honk. The ads showed elegant women in gloves, gently pressing the buttons with one finger. The future had arrived, but here's where it gets really interesting. Those buttons sat right where your thumbs naturally rest when you're driving. So every time someone reached for the horn, they often accidentally shifted gears. Dealership service logs from 1958 list unintended gear engagement as one of the most common complaints. The system was completely fly-by-wire for its time. An electrical signal traveled through a tiny copper slip ring inside the steering column. That slip ring turned out to be the fatal flaw. It corroded, collected grease, and wore out fast. Within months, many Edsels would randomly drop into neutral on the highway or just refuse to go into reverse. Owners had zero tactile feedback. You pressed a flat button and hoped the solenoid fired. Drivers had to glance down at a tiny indicator needle on the dashboard while still trying to watch the road. Ford even had to print special warnings in the owner's manual, telling people not to stare at the indicator for extended periods. And it got even worse. The electrical system was so fragile that dealers were officially told to disconnect the battery before washing the engine bay, because a little water spray could short the whole circuit and lock the transmission in whatever gear it was in. The real irony? Mercury, Ford's own sister division, already had a perfectly reliable push-button transmission on the dashboard, but Edsel leadership refused to use it. They insisted the steering wheel location was the premium feature that would justify the car's high price. Internal politics won, and the customers lost. The Teletouch added real cost and complexity, yet Ford made it standard equipment on every automatic Edsel. No option for a normal column shifter. When the warranty claims started pouring in, the repair costs on the Teletouch system reportedly exceeded what it cost to build the whole thing. By the end of 1958, the feature was quietly killed. The 1959 Edsel went back to a conventional column shifter with almost no explanation. Ford never admitted it was a disaster. They simply called the new system a simplified automatic transmission selector. Today, a fully working original Teletouch Edsel is one of the rarest and most valuable configurations in the collector world. Most were converted decades ago. The very feature that nearly helped kill the Edsel brand is now the single most desirable thing about owning one. The 1958 Edsel Teletouch is a perfect time capsule of 1950s American optimism, a wild, futuristic idea that looked amazing on paper and in the ads, but fell apart the moment real people tried to use it every day. Thanks for hanging out with me in the garage today. These old cars sure have some wild stories, don't they? If you've got a strange feature or a crazy Edsel tale of your own, drop it in the comments. I really do read every one. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, keep the oil changed and the classics rolling.